Welcome to Dadmode, a podcast that is the triforce of gaming, streaming, and dad life in general.
All right, Bearded. So when we were growing up, there were always video games, but they were a lot less comprehensive than they are today, if that makes any sense. Today, games are giant. They are all-encompassing. They are social events. They are uber competitive. There are sports leagues, esports leagues, based around video games. Nothing like games when I was growing up. No. And I imagine that's the same way for you.
Yeah, it's a totally different landscape. The more and more digital era and the internet coming on board, it changed gaming and what children thought of gaming growing up.
Yeah.
Majorly. You know, we had the
we were talking about people like Ninja, you know, one of the most well-known gamers in the world, I would imagine.
Yeah.
A career like he has made, that wasn't a thing. You didn't make a career in gaming.
You didn't grow
when I was growing up.
I'm going to be a gamer when I got older. You didn't. I didn't go through primary school going, cool, when I get older, I want to do YouTube and I want to play video games. That wasn't a thing. You could say you wanted to make video games. That was something, but not make a living playing video games.
Right. So in addition to the games themselves changing, the world, the industry of gaming is different. Like, you can have a viable career. You and I make money streaming games online. Like, not a lot of money, but we make money streaming games online. That wasn't a thing.
No.
That wasn't a thing. Like, that'd be equivalent to me having my friends come watch me play, like, on the Super Nintendo. Like, I need $5 from each one of you if you're going to play.
Yeah.
If you're going to watch.
The subscription to come into my house and watch me play games every afternoon.
Exactly.
It's interesting that you grow as you get older and going through primary school into high school and career options and people talking these things, that more and more of it comes up at a younger and younger age of these kids going, well, I want to be a YouTube star. That's a thing. Instead of saying I want to be a police officer, I want to join the army, I want to be a doctor, be a vet, etc. I want to be a YouTube star is now right up there with all those aspirations.
It is, and it boggles my mind. Even though I'm someone that, as you know, I make my living. I make my living at a regular job, but I make my online living giving people advice on how to do that, while also warning them about the pitfalls of that.
Yeah.
But it still blows my mind that people do that. Now, I think it's attractive to kids because it's easy. Anyone can get into it.
They see the fun.
You don't need to be a certain age, other than like 13 or whatever, to create an account on the site. You don't have to have any specific equipment, or any specific skills. You don't have to go to school. Anybody can get into it, and anybody can start earning money. And I think that they see guys like Ninja, and they see guys like Harris Heller or whatever, who make their living doing this thing, making tons of money, and like, that's what I'm going to do. But as I mentioned to you, like, the equivalent I give is you're just as likely to become that level of famous as you are to become a pro athlete. It's not happening.
Yeah, sorry, it's not happening. But it's ingrained as well. It's sadly, it's not just watching creators, and that's where they're getting these ideas from. You go to toy shops now and you can get influencers creator pack, where it comes with a fake camera and a fake ring light and a fake microphone and all these things. Like, what else are they gonna think with that if they got all these little tools to play make believe?
Yeah,
it's interesting. Has any of your kids ever brought up the topic? Like, have any of them ever said something like that?
No, they haven't. I think, but it's interesting. I haven't seen those kits in stores, but that kind of just legitimizes in kids' minds that it's a real career.
Yes,
but it's really not. But in fact, my youngest son doesn't really understand what I do out here. You know, when I say out here, I mean like in this studio, even though I hate saying that. My older son has he'll ask me how many followers I have every now and then, but he has no interest in being on here and watching what I do. None of it.
Really?
So,
why not?
Really?
Yes. To my son, it's a big thing that my dad streams on Twitch and does stuff. And every so often he watches some of the YouTube content, like long form gameplay stuff.
Yeah.
He's done that. And then I said, like we talked about first week, my oldest wanted to do TikTok and that for a while, so she's had to deal with me over the years.
Yeah.
And then the two younger ones, they ask questions every so often. They go, "Oh, is that to do with your streaming or something?" Like, yeah, I remember I had a sponsorship there for a while with U-Foods. I showed you because you couldn't have it over there, but it was pre-made meals that got delivered to the house, and it was just microwave meals, but they were all fresh and delicious. And that, you know, boxes of these foods showing up, and the kid's like, "Oh, can I have some?" It's like, no. I'm like, "Oh, can I open the box?" I said, "No, I need to open the box on stream. This is paid work." And their heads wrapping around the sense of, hold on, you got that some company has sent you all this food because you play video games. Like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's...
Did you just do like a live read ad just now?
I pretty much did. I didn't even plan on it.
This episode brought to you by U-Foods.
Yeah. It turns out U-Foods is around the corner from my work too. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know I was in the state.
To give you what is a difference is like I have merch. We all have merch, right?
Yeah.
And I had a shirt. I'm like, "Hey boys, you want a shirt?" And they're like, "Why would anybody want that?" I'm like, "Wow, that hurts." Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Really? My eldest.
Yeah.
My eldest has got a jumper from me, a hoodie. She loves it. She wears it everywhere.
Maybe
my
it's
son,
because
my son has one of the first production runs of the hats when I was trying to sort out the hat. I gave him one. He doesn't always wear it, but he occasionally wears it. And this one's got her merch, but she's that young that she can't tell me otherwise. So I'm just waiting for her to be big enough to fit into it.
By the way, this is we talked about efficiency before and how you juggle things. He's
doing a podcast
his daughter right now.
Yeah.
So that's how we do it.
Just make it happen.
No, I'm wondering if they don't care because I don't enjoy playing games with them, and like this is just their way of hitting back at me. But well, I mean, in truth, I do a lot of just chatting, so they probably wouldn't enjoy my kind of stream anyway.
No, your content's a little different. My content,
it's not really for kids. You know, not that I swear or anything, but well, I mean I do. But it'd probably be if I was their age, like 13, 12, I'd be bored by watching my content.
Yeah. Your content's not made for that age anyway. But
no,
but same with mine. Mine's not playing stuff either. Right.
But see, even your kids, my kids, they see us. We're saying it's not legitimate, but they see us
trying it.
You know, but I think what they don't, and they see all the equipment and like, oh my God, my kids are like, it looks like a spaceship out here. You know, but what they don't realize is, dude, I don't make shit. I don't make
this is all coming from
my ex. Yes, that's what it is. It's an expensive hobby. Do I wish I could make something more of it? Yes, but as we've talked about before, the financial stability isn't there.
No.
So, you know, my wife would be
all you kids go away.
A nervous wreck.
Wife, go away. I'm living by myself in an apartment. Yeah. Yeah. And I explained that. Yes, I've said my young fella tried streaming on the side on one stage, just a little bit of streaming, and that he understands that it's like, you know, people just don't show up in your chat, Dad. I'm like, no, they don't. They don't.
Thank you for reminding me. You're pointing that out.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't my chat. It was actually his own one. He spun off his own one at one stage. But you know, I can't just click live and then there'd be 100 people there. That dawned on him at a young age, like, hold on, this isn't as simple as I thought it is. He's like, oh, I just need a camera, and I mean, the camera's not going to change
Yeah.
this.
My kid was tracking my progress on YouTube,
Okay.
and to go from 7,000 to 8,000 subscribers took me quite a while because my momentum slowed. And he would ask me every month or two. I'm like, I'm at 7,200. Really? Because you were just at 7,000. I'm thinking like, you go start a YouTube channel and tell me how long it takes you to get there. You know?
Pick up your game. Your content's not where it should be, is what he's trying to say, obviously.
Basically, he's saying my content is trash.
Yeah, that was a nice way of putting it out there.
Yeah, thanks, kid.
But it's a difficult thing to do, and the other part is they see other kids achieving it. What's his name? Not my thing, but the kid that unboxes toys on YouTube. There's a kid that unboxes toys, but he's one of the biggest YouTubers. Massive.
Really?
Yeah, just a kid. He earns a shitload of money. His job is, toy companies send him toys to unbox, and he just unboxes toys and reviews toys. Yeah.
Well, that's a nice gig.
Yeah, but his parents are living off him. At the same time, you can imagine being one of the biggest YouTubers. Parents are absolutely living off him.
Wait, now I want to set that up with my kids.
I know, right?
But I am discreetly doing this off camera, I
think. I saw the top.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I got
no, wait. Hey, it's hot. Oh, wait, look at the cup that I'm using. Look at that.
No, like, it's a different landscape for him.
It is. And being that this wasn't a thing growing up.
No.
And I feel that you and I are better prepared to talk to our kids about the realities of this than parents that don't know about this at all.
100%.
Right? Some parents might think, oh, yeah, it is an opportunity. Go for it. Some might say, there's nothing to it. Don't even start. Bearded and I would here to tell you, it's a little bit of both.
It is.
It's a little bit of both.
Don't discourage your children, but I think you got to give them don't discourage your children from trying to achieve these things, but I think it's painting that picture like, I'll wrap this to my eldest. It sounds like a mean thing to say, but I remember her going through primary school. She's in high school now. And earlier, I want to be a vet. Lovely idea. She sucked at school. Like horrible grades. And everyone around her was encouraging her. Like, oh, you should be a vet, to be a vet. And I said, you can be a vet, but I'm going to give you the reality of it. It's not easy. I said, you need your grades to be up here. They need to be higher, a lot higher, which means you've got to put in a lot of work. I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's going to take you so much work to achieve it. And by all means, I will encourage you to help you where I can to get that goal. But I want you to know it's not something that you can just say, I want to be this and you're going to get it. Like everyone in her life was saying, yeah, you will be. But no one was telling her the work involved to get to it. Now it's changed. She wants to be a primary school teacher. But that's, the same with being esports or content creation for our children growing up and how they want to be. Encourage it. Yeah, by all means, encourage it. You guys want to do that. That's great. Just so you're aware, there's work involved still.
Yeah. And if your kids, there's different things. Like if they want to be a professional sports player versus they want to be a professional streamer, right? One thing is they're going to get into this when they're younger because they can, because there's nothing stopping them. But the thing to watch out for, in my opinion, focusing on esports, is the amount of time that they have to invest in it. Many of these, if you listen to any of these other episodes, we say the time management is hard. And it's not just because we're working and we have families. It's also because there's a lot to do to be successful in gaming, in streaming, in podcasting, whatever, right? And esports is no different. You have to stream to build an audience. You have to be active on social media to build an audience. You have to be good at your game, which means playing your game endlessly.
And then you see them. They do those days of training where they get there. It's a lot of esports teams seem to be teaming up around colleges and stuff too. Universities and colleges are creating esports teams inside. But it's, cool. We're in here. We're practicing games so many days a week. So many hours a week. It is a job. It's no different than another a physical sport as such being out there. That's got the same type of regiment routine.
Yeah. And on top of that, these kids we're talking about, they're 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They have to be in school legally. So somehow they've got to be in school and do good in school and do all this other stuff too.
Yep.
So time management becomes critical, and it's not something my mom had to worry about because it didn't exist.
I was allowed to just worry about me going to bed on time. What are you up at midnight doing? Oh, you're playing Counter-Strike on a dial-up connection. What is this Counter-Strike thing? Oh, it's a mod for Half-Life.
My mom was more like, hey, you're 16, you haven't been home in 2 days. Where are you? So
we did that because we both rural remote towns growing up.
Yes.
Yeah, I did that on weekends. It was Friday afternoon, which meant I wasn't coming home. They won't see me till Monday because I was staying in the city at Fred's houses till then. But
yeah, and I had no cell phone, so I was just disappeared, and she'd hope that I'd show up.
Landline. You didn't call me off the landline when you got to your friend's house.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking
welcome to the old gamers show.
Just brought back that feeling of I'm going to a friend's house, ride my bike a few miles over to a friend's place, and then make sure you call me when you get there. And then I get there, and I'm too excited to do whatever the hell we're doing there. We're going to go blow up a box down in the park. Let's go do that. Forget to call my mother. Next thing you know, I'm getting a phone. His mother's coming up to me late at night going, "Your mum's on the phone. I think you need to apologize." I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? That's right. I didn't call when I got there.
Yeah. So even that is different.
Yes, it is.
But so if you're listening to this podcast, because you're a gamer, because you're a streamer, then you probably know all this. But if you're not, then honestly, we're just here to tell you that it's you want to encourage your kids. Just understand the things we're saying about what's involved in it, and stop doing what I have done in the past and try to compare how you grew up to how
different
your kids who are into gaming grew up, because it is completely different. And honestly, Bearded, if I didn't get into streaming and if I didn't stay into gaming, I don't know how I would relate to my kids. Because I wouldn't understand it. I wouldn't understand it at all. Like social media. I didn't really do much with social media until I started streaming, because then I had to. My wife doesn't really do social media. She doesn't get it at all. And I'm thinking, if I didn't get it at all, I wouldn't be able to protect my kids from the BS out there.
Oh, 100%. I don't think staying relevant and keeping up with all these things has made a huge difference in how I relate to the children and understand the things that they go through. And even at the end of the day, we talked about ages, trolls, online bullying, the rest of it. It's a thing no matter what age they are, even as an adult. And it's getting used to this new digital age and the changes and challenges and career paths and everything around it is something that everyone should do, and just keep up to date a little bit with what's going on, because we are going more digital. You will see this change in careers and goals and social media managers. That's a job. That's a job. I didn't know that was a job. That what was that? That was PR before. Now it's a social media manager. Yep. We can all do.
You want me to talk for a minute?
Yeah, should I go for it? But no, that's keeping updated. We got to keep updated and move forward, because it's not what it was when we started.
It isn't, and there are we've already mentioned live streaming and pro gamer or esports player as careers that didn't exist when probably you who are listening to this were a kid. He just mentioned social media manager. Facebook has only been around since what? 90, like 2000 or 96 or something like
No,
that.
no. Older than that, I was outside high school once.
Was it? Now I gotta look this
I
up.
swear Facebook wasn't a thing until 2000.
When did Facebook? Because I happen to have ChatGPT open like I do all the time.
It's just a side tab. But
Yeah, Facebook
I
started in 2004.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
I
so
was just
Facebook is only it's been 20 years.
yeah, Facebook's finally almost at a legal age of drinking over there for you guys.
Right. So if you are over the age of 20, then social media really didn't exist when you were younger. And so the idea of a social media manager didn't exist either.
No. Even online careers. Like I know professional gamers from the mid-90s. You were playing for $1,000. You know what I mean? It's $1,000 for Quake 2 competitions. Top prize $1,000. Nothing was serious. It's sponsored by Intel for $1,000.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about, League of Legends for a $3 million prize pool or such stuff like that. It's a different landscape.
XQC signed a 3-year, $100 million contract with Kick Streaming.
I believe Doc Disrespect's in that same path at the moment.
Yeah. That is insane to me.
Yeah.
But you know what it's become? It's because it's not just a game anymore. It's entered entertainment territory. And so the money just
coworker.
balloons.
That was the other day. A coworker asked me, she goes, well, I don't get how you just get online and you do stuff. There's way more involved. And she's younger than me. Because I don't understand how people just, live stream because it's entertainment. So it's entertainment. It's no different than watching live television. I said that's all what streaming is. It's just a new era of live television. Instead of turning on and watching a live sports game, you are now turning on and watching someone, get slapped in the face with a pie because someone gifted them 20 subs or something. Like it's a little bit of an interactive live experience.
Right. Or you give somebody 20 subs and I don't know, they wear a bikini on the stream.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the same kind of thing. And so like with that, I think it takes a certain kind of personality as well to be a streamer, to be a podcaster, to be maybe not a gamer because it is kind of you in the machine,
Yeah.
But those other two things definitely. I'm an introvert, but I still enjoy doing this because I have confidence in my ability to entertain people, to teach people, even though I don't like to talk to people. So if your kid is getting
do not make contact.
Right. If your kid's getting into this at all, you recognize that they probably want to be that way, even if they don't seem like that way in their day to day. They have those aspirations, so kind of lean into that. Or I can tell you that I'm going to encourage my kids to get into streaming if that's what they want to do, because of the skills you learn doing this, things you didn't learn anyway. I said it's easy to get into, it is, but your chances of being a professional streamer are low. But what you can become a professional at is an audio engineer,
social media manager,
editor, a producer, social media manager, graphic designer. There are so many intricacies and skills that you need to be successful doing this. And every one of them becomes an entire career that you can tell your kid, okay, maybe you can't get 100 people in your chat at once, but the videos you produce, man, they're fire. Like they're amazing. And yeah, that was an old man using that word, but whatever. You know what I mean? And they can lean into that, and that could be a career for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
There's a lot to like about this.
No. I'm happy to end that there almost, but I mean, I'll just add in my bit. Like I've already started that process. I did that with my oldest. She wanted to do TikToks. Okay, cool. You're holding your phone wrong. That's not how you film a TikTok. Film it this way. Okay, you need better lighting. Come down to the shop. I bought you better lighting. I bought you a stand for your phone. Okay, cool. You're recording off the phone microphone. Well, look, we can buy this little microphone for really cheap. Plug this in. That's going to give you better audio because that'll give you better viewers. Like things I've learned that I was able to pass on already to my children and start teaching them bits and pieces of things that I've learned on the way. And, to be honest, outside of high school, I became a carpenter.
Yeah.
And now I can, set up this, I've worked with my lighting and, how lights work, how sound works, how this works, creating a good shadow lines, editing, bits and pieces like that. It's a lot to pick up.
It is a lot to pick up. And so if streaming, gaming, content creation aren't things that you're familiar with, but your kid is starting to show some interest in that too. Learn about it yourself. And so you can help them along, because there's a lot to know and they're going to need your support, because this is not easy, and their time management can get way away from them and start impacting other things, because they may not have the maturity to handle everything they have to do, and the mental health strain and stress that comes along with it too, which is a topic for another day. But there's a lot to know.
There's a lot to know, but I think this is a good introduction into life's different nowadays.
It is. Hey, thanks for tuning into the podcast today. If you like it, be sure to share it, leave comments, and we'll catch you next time on the Dadmode.